Here's a real head scratcher for you guys. The present elf costs 500 for one elf with a box. Like, unless there's a couple of twin Uzis inside, then I get the feeling you're gonna get brought to Pound Town by the only thing shorter than you in this game. Maybe the box explodes? No? What? Okay. I mean, this is why everyone who asks for a pony for Christmas doesn't get it. Because if you did, you open the box, it'd just crush you to death. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Totally Accurate Battle Simulator, where for today's episode, we've got a Christmas update. Like, I wasn't expecting anything from the developers again so soon because we only just got the unit creator, but apparently not only are there a dozen new secret units for us to find, but also a new map for us to find them in. Now, as adorable as this new winter wonderland may be, I'm not gonna waste any time in the video looking around for the secret units. I've already found a couple of them, the first being the Ice Mage, which is, interesting because we haven't gotten too many female tabs units up until now, but even then, I'm surprised out of all the endless possibilities of stuff they could make in this game, they would give us another unit with a freezing ability. Like another Ice Archer, another Uller, another Frost Giant. It's just strange. But either way, we're gonna send in a baker's dozen from the Shire and see just how quickly she can make some turdsicles. I have complete and total faith in you. That's different. Did they change how units freeze in this game, or is she unique? Because she's actually turning them into turdsicles. I mean, something tells me she didn't ask for half a dozen little fists in her ass for Christmas, but that's my bad. We're definitely gonna have to test out the Ice Mage a bit more in a second, but first, I wanna break out Uller, who's looking extra beefy at this time of year. I know they changed a bunch of the secret units recently, but I still don't know which ones, or how. Maybe they did change how units freeze in the game? I'm sure Uller will help us find out. I can't imagine this phalanx is gonna keep cuddle warmth for long. Nope. So, they aren't encased in ice like they're fighting a Batman villain. They just flash freeze solid. So the mage is unique. Also, can we take a quick second to appreciate the fact that Uller has finally gotten his aim down? Like, I thought for sure Santa was gonna have to bring him a pair of glasses because, Jesus Christ, it was like watching a toddler play darts. It was physically painful, but now he's right on the money every single time. Way to go, bud! It must just be that the Ice Mage is really good against larger units, right? Single, more expensive units, because it isn't an area of effect, but she can definitely freeze one thing really, really well, and conveniently, the Knight costs exactly as much as she does. So on paper, this should be a fair fight, but I get the feeling metal armor isn't all that insulating. He's probably gonna feel the cold, or not. Oh, so these snowballs that she's throwing, oh, those aren't snowballs, these ice daggers that she's throwing, if they don't hit the unit, then they don't freeze. So you can actually use a shield against her. Well, if that's the case, then how about we expose some nips to the elements and sacrifice a boxer to her? I can't imagine this guy's gonna have a very easy time. He looks like the type to freeze solid, yup. So he can't move, and he's taking damage. Oh, did you guys catch that? She didn't throw another ice dagger, but the ones that were embedded in him take time to pop. So if he's got 3 or 4, then as soon as one thaws, then another pops, and he's just gonna stay in place. They're really powerful. So what would happen if we sent in Snuffy? Because, like, this is what he lives for, right? He's got that winter thickness. He doesn't care about the cold. But he's not gonna be able to move forward very much. But imagine she could just keep piling on daggers and then he's just gonna keep popping over and over again every time he thaws out. If anything, it's gonna get worse. Oh, she's got a reload. Not technically a reload, but she's gotta muster up some more daggers, which takes time. Snuffy just needs a little bit of time to get on top of you. Technically, that wasn't a fair fight, okay? It'd have to be 3v1 to have the money be anywhere close to even. So how about we try that? See how long you can keep him frozen and if multiple daggers stack up. Like, there are a lot of them in him right now, and he seems to be repeatedly freezing. But I don't know if that equates to more damage. He's still getting really close, guys, and you're not keeping him frozen forever. We got one mage down, and you really don't want to be under that fuzzy taint. That's the danger zone. Maybe run away? Maybe run away? No, okay, it's like I said, Snuffy's got cold resistance. This was never gonna be a fair fight. Here's a real head scratcher for you guys. The present elf costs 500 for one elf with a box. Like, unless there's a couple of twin Uzis inside, then I get the feeling you're gonna get brought to Pound Town by the only thing shorter than you in this game. Maybe the box explodes? No? What? Okay. I mean, this is why everyone who asks for a pony for Christmas doesn't get it. Because if you did, you open the box, it'd just crush you to death. I don't know how some kind of Walmart gift wrapping section managed to stuff Snuffy in that box, but could we see that again? Is it always guaranteed to be a Snuffy, or is it just a random unit? Oh no, Da Vinci. I'm so sorry. It's like the worst possible unit. He didn't even get his tank. Oh crap, the elf gets more gifts? I kind of figured it was gonna be like a one shot and then you're done. Oh, the river's frozen. Interesting. But this is actually really powerful if that's the case, because if he can send out a decent unit every time, then he's like a Christmas necromancer. They're never gonna be able to get to him. Oh, we need something powerful. We need to try a whole bunch of elves. Once again, the medieval faction are being a bunch of piss babies and want to put Christ back in Christmas, but fortunately, we've got an army of elves to tell them otherwise. And a whole bunch of surprise gifts. The boxes can even block arrows. That's hilarious. What did we get? We got our own king, Valkyrie, why are there... Where did all the ninja stars come from? I think one of them just exploded in projectiles. Did we get a ninja master, or? I don't think we did. Oh, we got Thor. That's bad news for you guys. Okay, I think it's safe to say that the elf may actually be one of the strongest units in this game, which is ridiculous. I'm not even gonna change things up. I just wanna see that again because it's always gonna be random. Like, you can block the arrows, which is, like I said, absurd. We only lost, I think, one elf. You guys get to toss your presents, and it's very much like the doppelganger, that modded unit that we had that can turn into anything, because you pay so little, but the odds of getting something stronger than what you paid for means that you're always gonna have an army that's stronger than the other one. And then in this case, they could do it multiple times. How many tanks are we gonna get for Christmas? Great, well, one is probably gonna be more than enough. We got Thor again. Surprise, surprise, Jesus didn't anticipate an Abrams to come out of the gifts. It's so dumb, I love it. This was inevitable. Of course we're gonna have an elf fight. Just throw gifts at one another and whoever gets lucky, whoever was the nicest this year, wins. How about that? Someone is gonna get a peasant and then someone else is gonna get a Greek god, I know it. There is so much happening right now. I'm not seeing any standouts. Got a jouster, an executioner. Oh, actually the elves are getting ruined on both sides. Would you believe that they're quickly the weakest unit when there are a whole bunch of other things running around? They got pounded. We got a swordcaster. Who won? Blue won. I feel like we all won. Well, I found the remaining secret units for the Christmas update, but I'm a little confused. Like, they were on the spooky maps, and they don't feel all that festive for whatever reason. I guess we'll start off with the simplest of the bunch, right? Like the skeleton giant, which we've seen in mods. It just looks like an upscaled version of the skeleton warrior. And I'm gonna have him face off against a bunch of Vikings, because neither of them really care about the cold for very different reasons. What do you got, skeleton giant? Oh, he actually has an area of effect spook. I was talking about that in the last episode, how I really wanted that to be a thing. It was frustrating that like a super scary unit like Slender Man could only strike fear into the heart of one unit that was wrist deep in his butthole. Hopefully I can give him this ability. I don't suppose you could make them all run off the edge of the map. He seems to have a hard time standing up. I actually realized, you guys told me in the comments, that's because he's probably not heavy enough. That's why my Godzilla last episode kept falling over. The skeleton needs to be meatier, who could have figured? I mean, he's all right. He's not all that flashy, that's for sure, but he seems to one-shot stuff pretty easily. He's just like he's swimming in air. You know, his movements are so weird. This might be one of the least impressive secret units we've been given in a very long time. Maybe an army of giant skeletons would be more impressive. Or maybe I would have to give him a life alert because he keeps falling and not being able to get back up. Is there anyone alive? Are you just going inside for some hot chocolate? Oh no, he found one. There was one hiding behind the fence. Of course. How about we try something that's hopefully a little bit more impressive in the witch? I mean, it's definitely different. Like, when I think witch, I think long crooked nose, saggy titties, that kind of thing, not fungus skeleton. Either way, I'm interested in seeing what kind of tricks you have up your tattered sleeves. Did it just multiply? We've got, oh. So, is it making illusions? Because I don't think those things could die, but they disappeared on their own. That was really interesting. I'm gonna try my best to keep the math simple here. So we've got 4 witches versus 40 squires. But I get the feeling those 4 witches are gonna turn into a whole lot more. Yeah. Cool, so they throw some kind of poison apple. Oh, I like that. Or maybe a spore. They are mushroom witches, and the mushrooms are actually growing on our enemies. Weird, so there's some new status effect. They're not quite poisoned, it's almost like the cordyceps, you know, like The Last of Us? I like units like this that really make you think and try to figure out what the hell is happening. I want to try them out against some bigger units that hopefully won't be able to hurt them. So how about I summon Fish? Fish was a huge disappointment. He's a failed experiment if I've ever seen one, but I would imagine he'll stay fresh for quite a while in the cold. Oh, that's not good. I forgot that Fish can deflect. Yeah, surprise, surprise, you can actually turn away fungus spores with fish weapons. Oh, this is an absolute gong show. What is happening right now? No, Fish! Fish, you weren't supposed to turn things around! What is wrong with you? Ah, damn it. My stupid creations disappoint me endlessly. How about we go back to the nice? Like, I don't want to keep using the same units this episode, but I need something that's quasi-expensive, kind of big, who will be able to survive a couple of hits and hopefully give me enough time to figure out what is happening here. And the knight is just a lot more expensive than it is threatening. So, yeah, they do change color, and they've got the mushrooms growing on them. Oh, they're fighting one another. Okay, so they're confused. That seems way stronger than the potion seller, right? And are you guys managing to destroy the duplicates or the originals? I don't know if the duplicates actually get hit, if they can explode and die, or if they just soak up damage. Really hard to tell. Either way, I like the witch. You know what, Snuffy? It was really only a matter of time until we found out what happens when 2 of you get infected. Are you gonna start going at it, or are you gonna manage to board slide across the bridge? All right, that's a bit of a problem. Really wasn't expecting a grind there at a Snuffy, but sure. Witches, could you maybe back up? You could tell that he is high as a kite. Did you see his eyes before he died? Well, this thing is apparently the Necromancer. And we've seen the Necromancer before for modded units, so it was awesome, but I don't really understand this one. No, I can kind of get the whole ghost flame capturing lantern, but what's with the broken wrist sickle? Like, you would expect him to have like a wand or something like that. Either way, we're gonna have a half a dozen samurai charge into the undead and hopefully manage to cut their way through, I guess. You are gonna summon the undead, I would assume. Oh, he can throw the ghost flames and summon a graveyard rush? What was that? Oh. Hold on a second. Oh, I forgot they're deflecting the flame. So when they don't deflect it, they're getting turned into skeletons? They're samurai skeletons. They keep the weapon. Hold on, that's a lot of abilities for one unit. And I gotta dial it back for a second. Holy crap. we're gonna send in waves of farmers because I really need to just pick apart everything that happened. So the flame that he throws can convert a single unit into a skeleton. Okay. And then he can also summon a bunch of gravestones to just completely wreck the enemy. Or at the very least, keep them pushed back, which is useful because he's a ranged unit, I would assume. It looks like he can also fight with the sickle if he really needed to. Ooh, yeah, numbers might not be your friend. So what do you think is the strongest unit he can converse? Would he be able to make a skeleton horse? Or turn the rider into a skeleton, leave the horse alone? Or is this just not gonna work at all? It didn't work at all. Okay, that's a problem. Keep launching those orbs. Oh, the horse turned into 2 skeletons. 2 human skeletons. I'm like 95% sure that's not how horses work. I mean, whatever gets your army raised, I suppose. These things definitely seem like they're an unfair unit, but I'm gonna have a bunch of the Ooga Booga cavemen rush them and maybe they'll fare a little better. You guys wear skeletons for clothes, so I would imagine you have a pretty good experience dealing with them. Oh my god, there are so many gravestones. So what happens if Snuffy also turns into 2 human skeletons? That makes total sense. Where's all the thickness going? The one downside to getting a really big update for tabs is that I want to cover all of it, but I don't have enough time to cover every single thing in the detail that I want to. So I'm definitely gonna go back and screw around with every single unit that we've seen today, but I gotta move on to the last one because we're running out of time. This is the Banshee, and it is definitely the most intimidating unit in the game now. I really hope it's not a colossal wuss puss. I'm gonna have it face off against some semi-strong units, maybe something like the Mace? This is 4,000 versus 1,100. Is this a mistake? It's only one way of finding out. Trial by fire. Whatever you're gonna do, you better do it now. Oh, okay. You can lift, you can push. I kind of expected you to scream. That's definitely powerful. It'd be a whole lot more powerful if the river wasn't frozen. You'd be able to toss them in, but the maces are a bit of a weird unit. They kind of spin without purpose. You won. You were outvalued 4-1, and you still completely murdered them. Yeah, okay, it's not a wuss puss. But you know what, I think that's gonna be it for this episode of Totally Accurate Battle Simulator, guys. I just love the fact that this game is getting so many updates, but it's like I said, I can't get to everything in one episode as much as I would like to try, so expect more tabs soon. You know, if you have any recommendations, any stuff that you really wanna see, leave a comment on the video, leave a like, and I'll return to see exactly how busted some of these units are again soon. But thanks so much for watching this video, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.